Hello, adios, aloha, arigato, konnichiwa, willkommen, bienvenue. I don't know all the things, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend to. But we are a couple hours away from me turning 42 years old, and I'm not, if I'm honest with myself, not too happy about it. Give us an old like, subscribe, follow. I don't know how algorithms work, and I'm not going to pretend to know now. I'm clearly an old man. Hi, welcome to the program. It's 10 o'clock on a Wednesday night, on the eve of my birth, on the 42nd annum of my birth. And a man gets a lot of time to think. I'm gonna have a drink tonight. I haven't had a drink in a while. Here's to health, happiness, and friends. Pour yourself a drink, and really reflect on this past year of my life and what I've been able to accomplish. And ask yourself if you can keep up. Welcome everybody. I don't know what we're doing tonight. I got a lot of things on my mind. We'll talk about it, but we made it another year. Well, I don't want to speak too soon because it could be a final destination type situation where I get killed. A jet crashes into the studio live. But somebody said you're already high. I hadn't smoked weed in a while, but I did just do a smackaroo of the old Walensky. That's what I call weed. Right before the show. It's, we'll get through it. I got notes. We're going to keep it kind of loose anyway. So let's have it, we'll make it a journey. I don't need you to yell at me and get my stress levels up. Life is fragile. We've been reminded that this week again. We've lost a comedian. Here in the Vegas scene, not a big player in the comedy business. So I realize far and wide, you may not know this guy, Cameron Ramirez. Having a drink for this guy. I ran into him a couple times, met him a couple times, but he was always sending me. He was part of Agent O. He was always sending me dirt on Trouble. And Ty Rivera's stuff that they were up to. It was hit on I-15 this weekend. So apparently getting some of the details now because, look, we lost Eric Myers last year, I believe. Hit in the middle of a highway in Texas. Maybe not a highway. I don't know what the definition is. Dual carriageway. And I don't know the details of that. If anybody does, please tell me. But I imagine it had to do with drugs and or alcohol. Why are you in the middle of the road? So that was my thoughts when I heard about Cameron Ramirez. Now I didn't know him well, so I can't really make a comment on his drug or alcohol history. But then I heard that no, he was driving home with his girlfriend, wife, I imagine wife. And the car started breaking down when they got near their exit. And he got out to walk and go get help. And minutes later, she saw ambulances and police cars flashing up ahead. He had gotten hit by a car. Now, I What? This is my first thing. It's like, why are you walking? God. Being on the side of a highway is probably one of the most dangerous things at night. Forget about it. So I don't know if it's better to stay in your car. I would imagine, if possible. Now, look, this is a 15 in Vegas. He's probably on an overpass or there's no way to really get to. You're on the side of the goddamn road. The problem is, you just got probably maybe a 5 foot, 6 foot, emergency lane curb on the right and then railing. So some guy dozes off on the 15 and swerves. It's too late and you've got nowhere to go. You're up against a railing or you got to go further onto the road. It's like, it's a rough go of it. I think I stay in my car and call roadside assistance or something like that. If I'm up on where there's I'm not walking in the middle of the highway in the middle of the night. Look, I guess sometimes you don't have a fucking choice, but it feels crazy to do. It feels crazy dangerous to you. What is this saying from Jocelyn? I wanted to watch the countdown. Seems to keep adding minutes. And now it's time for bed. Cheers, Patrick. It's just too hard if you're not on Pacific time. I understand. It should never have been adding time. That's crazy. Please don't ever talk to me like that again. But thank you so much. Wes says cheers. Cheers to you, Wes, in whatever corner of hot hell you're living in right now. Are you in Oregon? I can never tell. I swear you guys are like border hoppers. The noose is tightening. You have a mole in your operation, getting whacked left and right. That's a pretty ties onto you. Better bunker in your house. Well, let me tell you, I don't think I'll be doing that. Speaking of tomorrow night, I'm at Brad Garrett's Comedy Club at the MGM. I'm doing a feature set there. That'll be fun. Longer set over at the old Brad Garrett's Comedy Castle inside the MGM Grand, where the famous Tiesto DJs for every one of the David Copperfield shows. Okay, so that's insane. I think I got to get off the weed. The coughing has been insane. Wes said still in Portland. My brother left Vegas last month, came back here. Well, why would you ever? Sean McCann, the answer to the questions no one is asking, says, I thought this was the Hollingsworth podcast show. That doesn't even make sense as a joke. So we're going to pretend like that didn't happen. We'll scrap it. We'll edit this in post. It'll be like it never occurred. Because it doesn't really gel. So let me say this. I am, before I get too deep in the whiskey here, I have been, consider this past week me taking off, but I've got a serious issue here, guys. I think it'll be a month Friday. I was working in Wichita, Kansas, and I fell hard. I talked about this, like scraping myself. But I rolled my ankle out. That's healed pretty well. And I landed on my wrist. Now, this never really turned to color or anything, but I'm growing increasingly concerned that as a person with no health insurance, this is broken. Something is really fucked in this wrist, and I may now need to go. I don't even know where you go. Do I just walk into an emergency room and go, ah? How do I get it looked at? I had to take my dog to the vet the other day. My dog to the vet Tuesday. Wednesday. I guess it was, what's today? Tuesday. I took her to the vet, and she had to get her anal glands expressed. Yeah, I'll pay to have that done. Because they want you to put a finger inside, and then she has some rhyme about 5 and 7. But I'm not into that, and I'm not into squeezing my dog's little shitty pee sacks. Ugh, God. And by the way, why aren't you emptying those out on your own, excreting those on your own, or suck them or something? I'll get you a pina colada straw. Suck that shit out. So I don't know where you go to get a wrist evaluated and or fixed. Do I go to a physical like, fuck, man. I'm worried about it because I've also been like kind of acting like it's not hurt at all and like just hurting it more. And it's really fucked. I think it's really, really fucked. And I'm going to spend most of my birthday eating cake with my right hand. Because I can't be. And you wouldn't believe how it affects your fuck. You know, your ability to fuck. Because you can't put your weight on it. So, you know, that limits a lot of position. And there's nobody enjoys 3-legged doggy style. That's a weird one. So now I'm leaning on, you know, I just got to lean on your back, fucking you from behind like the world's most interesting man in those Dos Equis commercials. Why'd you say it like that? That was weird. So yeah, tomorrow I'll be 42, pretty much the oldest man on the planet. I don't know any people who are older than me. I've only seen tapes of them in black and white at that old Hindenburg thing. And so I think I'll be the smartest person on earth. I'll probably be the toughest, strongest fighter. And I'll probably be able to kick any of your dad's asses. So if you want to line dads up, I'll be taking on dads, grabbing through glads. But honestly, how do I get a wrist looked at and evaluated? Like, but in like a serious, jokey way. And if anybody is a doctor or has like a Groupon for a doctor, I don't even know how doctors work. Do they charge by the bone? Do they just look you up and down and go by weight? Is it Wharf Rules? You know? It's been that long since I've had a doctor, man. But you know, it is, you know, maybe I'll do that in Biden critical care package. Maybe I'll sign up for that PPP everybody's talking about. Patrick Protection Plan. It's basically where they just put me in a barrel full of bubble wrap and cap me off until I die. No, maybe I'll sign up for that Obama care everybody's complaining about. You know what's annoying about being back in Nevada is the mask mandates here. Because I forget. I take my dog to the vet. I take my dog to the groomer. I have to run into a store and grab something. I got to put on a mask. I have to always run back out to my car and get it. Because I just got done spending a month in, Oklahoma, Kansas, and Arkansas, where they follow the science. I have a fast pass to the free clinic if you need it. Sounds like a weird way to pronounce AIDS. Fast pass to the free clinic. Yeah, that's called COVID. What if I tell them I have COVID and I think I have a comorbidity of a broken wrist? If I catch COVID, if I set up a booth where everybody drives by and licks me softly, please. Everybody drive by and lick me softly. I'll catch COVID. I turn myself into the hospital as an obese man. I'm like, look, I'm clearly too big to live through this. Admit me. I'd like a ventilator on each hole of my body. mouth, fingers, ears, and nose, throat, and holes. I'll sing the song in case they've forgotten medical school. And and then I'll be like, by the way, while I was signing in at the desk, I tried something new, and your right-handed pen only broke my left wrist. I'd like compensation in the form of surgery. Now it's probably gonna have to be surgery now, right? Because I've let it heal to this degree. Now, look, could I go the rest of my life with this pain? Sure, but why should anybody have to do that? It's been miserable. And let me tell you something. If I didn't have a swim spa to heat it up in every day and really do the hydrotherapy that I've been doing with this puppy, I don't know if I don't know how you normals are doing it. So yeah, this is kind of a joke, but also kind of serious. It'll be in pain forever, says Wes. Please let that look. I like a bit as much as the next man, but please let that not be true. It's debilitatingly painful. I'm taking just 1 ounce scoops of chlorine sanitizer that's meant for my spa every day to kill the pain. And it's going to make me have to shower more frequently. I thought having a nice relaxing pool swim spa that I could just dip in that every day. But you know what it is? I'm keeping it like 95 degrees right now because it's a little cool out. So it's a nice temperature. And if I want to get it up to like hot tub temp 104 or something, I can get it there in a couple hours. But I also like during the day for it not to be crazy, crazy hot. But, it's like getting into a bowl of tepid soup. It's akin to going down to your local grocery store that does like the hot deli to go shit. Where they got like 4 soups of the day. It's always like a tomato base. There's always broccoli cheddar or a baked potato. Those two are interchangeable. It's basically some, it's a topping for fries, essentially. and then they'll have some weird clear soup with white beans. Now this can be several things. They might shred chicken up in it, but it's really just the old chickens from the rotisserie that they're past the time where they're allowed to sell them. So they shred up that meat, throw it in with some old Yankee beans, navy beans, just straight up balls of lint and quinoa. And they'll call it chicken chili. Somebody will run a goddamn cumin comb through it and just, and then one of them will be out of order. You might burn yourself on the side if you touch it. But that's what it is. So you don't feel refreshed when you get out of it. I mean, you feel refreshed when you get out of it in the sense that, like, it's a hot tub and there's jets and it's nice. But you want to take a shower when you're done because you do have that film. And look, I haven't even allowed anyone else in this thing yet. So, but I do think that I made the right choice. I looked into having a pool built. That would have been 3 times as much. And so I'd probably have to put it on a payment plan. This was less. It's paid for. I can use it year round. Hot tub in the winter. Cold pool spa in the summer. Put a cast on it, you're saying, for my hand? That's what you're saying? Now, what is that going to do? It's just going to restrict movement? What about an ace bandage? What if I pay a clown to hold it still? Cheers, everybody. I hope you've all had a great year. And that everybody you love has really pulled through that process. Let me ask you this. What is first of all, I want these answers. What are the best must-have sides for Thanksgiving? Now, if you're not in the United States, kindly fuck the fuck off. Just amputate it, it'll grow back. These are not helpful comments. I'd like you to just see the advice that you guys have been fucking giving me. It'll be in pain forever. That's where we started at. Don't even bother researching if it can be fixed. One of you told me to go to the free clinic, which is insane. Okay. Then we went to just put a cast on it. Now, if this is a wrist, just a wrist sling that I can do myself, maybe this is real advice, but otherwise I'm supposed to be, I'm like, what? Where do you even get that shit? The plaster to make a legit, genuine cast. Where would you even begin to get that? And then amputate it, it'll grow back. Like I'm a starfish or a lizard tail. Replace it with a Captain Hook claw. Now this I would do. This is something I would do. If I had to lose my hand, why not? I'm thinking about if I lose my feet, due to the diabetes, what if I just replace those with Captain Hook hand hooks and get a wheelchair that leans back real far, and I'm constantly in people's faces with my hand hook legs, But that's what I'm saying. I don't know, because look, I mean, let's run this through, and look, I haven't researched this, or do I know this at all? Imagine I go to a doctor, like a hand specialist. I imagine they make one. So I imagine the first step will not be papier-mâché my hand with plaster of Paris. Okay, so you go into one of these guys. They x-ray your hand. They can tell me if I've broken a bone, whatever. If I've broken a bone, it's been a month, it's got to be healed back wrong or something. Best case scenario, they can put some sort of splint, restraint, cast on it. It heals back right, and I can move on with my life. And that'll be at what, $1,000? Worst case scenario, and this is more likely, honestly, because it's been a while. They've got to cut this thing open and reset a bone and then put a cat. And now we're talking. I mean, what does it cost? Look, I imagine it's outpatient surgery. I imagine they don't need me to stay the night. But that'll be $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, and you guys better go fund me. 3D print a new wrist and get a transplant. Well, if I'm 3D printing it, why do I need a transplant? That seems counterintuitive. Ty can check how limp your wrist is. That's mean and rude. So anyway, I don't know. Waldeck says cranberry sauce, green bean casserole. I've never been a fan of the cranberry sauce, so I could take it or leave it. I think most people feel that way. But the people who love it really love it. If the bone isn't straight, then they'll re-break it. What are you talking about, Willis?
Oh, no.
Please say that is not true. Fucking hell. Do you just sit there while they re-break it? Because good God damn. I haven't drank since I was in Oklahoma City with Jimmy McMermaid. And God, can that guy drink? Don't ever try to outdrink that dude. He's like probably had 50 beers in 4 or 5 days. That's a crush fest. You're like 24 at the house. I think he had like 40. It's already healed one way. Damn, I spent all my money on Keith and the girl fundraisers. Ah, shit. Why would you do that when you know this is... Oh, man. Yeah, I'm worried about it, man. I've let it go too long, and now it's like, oh, I need to do it. And I also have to go in for all these years of neglecting my teeth have caught up, and they've told me I have to come in for a periodontal cleaning, which is like basically they shrink down tiny Japanese men and they scrub my gums like at the end of a car wash. They get in between all the cracks and crevices. They have to numb me for it. Imagine a cleaning where you have to be numbed up for it. That's how bad I've let my teeth get. I know they look perfect, but it'll catch up to you. They said, Patrick, you're 42 now. You're going to have to do some things you don't like. I was like, what? They were like, put a finger. And I was like, where? Up the butt. Anybody in the chat room done it? Up the butt? Anybody in the chat room done it? Up the butt? While we're talking about it, guys, head over to nobodylikesonions.com/store. It's nobodylikesonions.com/store. We've got new stuff going on for the winter. We've got hoodies, zip hoodies. You're going to love the way it feels, the way it works, the zipper. It's so tactile and feel. It's got that oversized hole that you love. You can almost get your finger through it, but you can't. Close your eyes. You feel it with me. You get it. nobodylikesonions.com/store. 2 new two-tone caps. Just for the winter. These have wool in them. They'll keep your head extra toasty. You won't need the hoodie. You won't need the beanie. Don't mess up your hair all the way. Throw on one of these caps. You're going to love the way you look. And, of course, you get a 15% discount if you're an Overdose member. So join the Overdose. nobodylikesonions.com/overdose. Before I get too drunk, pour yourself another drink. Mazel Shav. They'll put in pins to try and straighten it out. And do they have to go back in and get those pins out? Because that seems like a lot of work, if you know what I mean. I really fucked this up, because I probably should have got the gas station to pay for it. I probably could have got this gas station to pay for it. By the way, we will be doing an after show tonight. On the after show tonight, Bombshell just fell in my lap today. I had no idea. Our buddy Earl Skakel did a podcast with Josh Denny, and Josh Denny has a lot of memories about things from the NLO days, which he shared with Earl. Earl did great. Earl was quiet, like a lawyer watching a guy rob a store and talk about how he's never robbed a store. So I thought that was really funny. And we'll watch that through. I didn't get all the way through it, but it's probably 20 or 30 minutes. So I'm sure we can do it in under 3 hours. So we'll be doing that on the after show today. Join the Overdose, get access to stuff like that on the after show, which by the way, I have some other stuff to post on the Overdose as well. And there is another show that I did the other night, a short little hour and a halfer that will be up on YouTube and the regular show feed. I've just I got this hot tub and I've just kind of taken a week to chill. Maybe acupuncture would help. Huh. That's a good idea, actually. I'd be willing to try that. But I don't know. I feel like if it's a broken bone, the science is in on that. Why would they ever be slinging people up and trying to heal them if, you could just stick a couple needles in there? I don't know. I'm afraid I've really fucked it up. And the problem is it like really manifests the pain when I do things like texting, typing, things like that. Was it Josh, Denny, NLO revisionist history? I mean, yeah, some of it definitely. He's just really delusional about the reasons behind things. He also talks about a lot of shit he has no fucking clue about. Some stuff there's an inkling of truth to, but most of it, absolves him, of course, of any blame or consequences. Anyway, we'll get into it. We'll make the whole after show about that later on. But I got, I'm mostly concerned about this wrist because how do I function? You wouldn't believe how much stuff you need. This hand, like lifting things, carrying things, driving. I drove back 17 hours straight on Adderall from Oklahoma City to Vegas. And it, woo, it was crazy. You'll hear the story. It's on the show I did the other night. I'll put it up. Also about my electrician that kind of fucked me over. The process of getting the swim spa installed. I did a show on this the other night. If you didn't watch it live, you haven't seen it. So I'll get that up very soon as well. Other than that, I'm getting ready for Thanksgiving. I want to do, I'm having, oh God, you wouldn't believe it. I think I'm going to have 8 or 9 guests in my house for Thanksgiving. The fam. So going to be doing a big Thanksgiving thing. Happy to have this swim spa and not just a slab in my yard, because that can be embarrassing. And now I want to get, the yard landscape differently because I want to add more grass space for the dog. I took away some of her grass space for this stupid spa. So I want to rework that. It's not a big yard, so it's tough to do. But I wouldn't mind getting rid of the plants and rocks and doing a good grass back there. But how do you find a grass that, your dog can piss on? Same thing as with dogs. Maybe it's time to put Patrick down. Jesus Christ. Jesus, man. Too soon. Too mean. Too soon. Can I turn this fan on with this remote? Ooh. I forget how all this stuff works. So yeah, I want to get that stuff done for my backyard. I want to get I want to smoke a brisket again for Thanksgiving. But I'm also, I can't depend on that. What if I fuck this brisket up and I got a house full of hungry people? So I have to have a turkey too, right? I got to have a turkey breast carved up, where'd I go? To honey baked hams? You order a turkey breast. Because I think you can get, what I used to get was the move. You go to Boston Market, which I don't think those things exist anymore. The Boston markets. And they sold like a 5-pound turkey breast, roasted turkey breast, like in a metal pan. You basically cook it for an hour in your house, and then you got a turkey breast. Just like you cooked the whole turkey, but none of the bones to throw away. You know how disgusting your fucking trash can is? Day after Thanksgiving, just overflowing with bones and carcass parts. Nobody knows how to handle any of that stuff. You ever seen somebody really, really clean a turkey? use every piece of the buffalo? No, you haven't. It's just a mutilated mess of bones and forked bones with meat and gristle and congealed fat and a bag of what's the stuff they put in? Gizzards, the entrails, the offal, if you will. And your grandma's not around, so nobody's taking that stuff and making gravy out of it and hiding it from you. So you look at it and go, it's a heart and an eyeball of a turkey. I don't know what to do with that. So you throw it away, but your daughter gets into the trash because she's a pig and we never liked her anyway. Okay. Some of these new bits I'm working on. I'm ordering a $140 brisket online. USDA prime 16-pound brisket. I'm going to plan for about an 18-hour total cook, including the rest. I'm going to really do this one right, and hold myself accountable. I will move out and let Rick bang my whole family should this not work out. But I don't know where to order the turkey from because you can't get it from Boston Market anymore. You used to be able to order these turkey breasts. And who do you trust? What if you just went to Subway and asked for one of their whole turkey? They don't even do that anymore, though, right? Don't they pre-slice all? Doesn't Subway pre-slice all of its shit at the distribution center now, where they take all the seafood out of the tuna? Isn't that true? You tell me. I hate when people record.
What
else did I want to talk about? So now I'm also pissed. I'll just say this. I was planning on I wanted to go to Hawaii for a life event in 2022. And I had a lot of points earned with the Hilton Hotel brand. Now, I had a problem with them in New York City, and they've banned me for life from all Hilton Hotel properties, which is a little bit of a fucking overstep, if we're going to be honest. First of all, that Boston Market was on Nellis Air Force Base, and it's no longer open. So do better. I'm ahead of you. Why don't you try to be ahead of you for next time? Love you, Wes, but I will need an apology. All the Subway's meats come pre-sliced, if you want to call it meat. Slow cook the turkey in the swim spa. Yeah, I thought about this. Swim spa sous vide. I think I can get this thing up to maybe 107 if I get the cover on tight and let thermal creep take over. I put this turkey, just a whole turkey with one sprig of thyme, in a gallon Ziploc bag and tie some silly string to it and just let it float away. Do I turn on the jets or not? Because usually the jets will bring the temp down. But, maybe. I like that. Swim spa sous vide. Ooh, just a hint of chlorination. It's great for your teeth. I wonder how, first of all, The best you'd ever do is get the turkey to the temp, which is 107. Which, last time I checked my my meat cooking temps, I don't think 107 gets it done for poultry. Even if you like it rare in the middle, like Grandpa. Oh, he loves his turkey red in the middle. Come on, Grandpa. Not again with the medium rare turkey. Enough pranks, Dad. So, yeah, I think, could you get it up to temp? I imagine, people like Chef would say, oh, sous vide turkey is the best fucking turkey on the planet. Call me crazy. I like a little crackly skin. It's got to have that layer of butter between the skin and the flesh. But I'm a connoisseur of killing animals. Get this, people. So, I can't imagine. You're talking about cranberry sauce and green bean casserole for your must-have sides. Waldeck, come on. I think it needs more. I think you need cornbread. I think you need biscuits as well. I like a macaroni and cheese option, if I'm honest with myself. Heavy on the pepper. Maybe a 5 cheese blend, something like a Gouda, Munster, Gruyere, cheddar, Velveeta combo. Unless you're going to make your own, bechamel and add cheese to that. Velveeta can help you with the texture there. Mashed potatoes, I think you got to have. Must have mashed potatoes and gravy. Stuffing or dressing, which I'm not sure what the difference is. Stuffing, I think, is more loose and traditionally stuffed in the cavity of the turkey. Dressing, cooked in a pan. Heavier, I think. But, Southern, I grew up on the dressing stuff. I think Northern people are into the stuffing. I say have both. Don't come near me unless you have both. There's usually a corn dish. My family would make weird shit too. The ambrosia salad I could do without, to be honest. They would make always some sort of cold broccoli casserole, like raw. It was like broccoli, cottage cheese, and cigarette butts, raisins. I don't know. Fucking awful. A lot of really awful Southern food, but a lot of really good Southern food. They seem to always have greens, collard greens, or mustard greens, squash, yellow squash, salad of some ilk, pies, cakes, pecan pie, apple pie, cherry pie, pumpkin pie, pineapple pie. These people were sick. Kathleen's got me a cake for my birthday tomorrow. I can't. Last year, man, I had an ice cream cake custom made by a chef. It was like peanut butter, cookies and cream themed. So this is my whole new thing. The older you get, by the way, I've leaned so hard into, I've been brushing my teeth with Sour Patch Kids. Not one trick-or-treater. So now I'm just eating Sour Patch Kids. I've never had a Sour Patch Kid in my life. Don't like Sour Patch Kids. Now I can't stop eating these things. I have, hundreds of bags up for the trick-or-treaters. Sweet potato casserole is usually a thing. Or candied yams. So yeah, that's usually one with the marshmallow topping. That's a good one. Yeah, I never liked the the cranberry sauce. I could never get into it. It's weird to me. Because you got the two options. You got the gelatinous canned stuff. And people almost prefer that to be in the shape. Please just slice me a disc of jellied essence of cranberry. Like, what? This is immature behavior. But some people swear by it. I think my problem with it is I don't ever know where that would fit in. I can't imagine. And I skew savory anyway. Let's just say that. The idea of ketchup on my scrambled eggs in the morning is disgusting. Don't bring that sweet stuff around me. I much prefer biscuits and gravy to biscuits and jam. Honey butter is the devil's trick. And, so I'm really just liking the savory stuff. So when you spike down in the middle of that beige color wheel that is Thanksgiving, cranberry sauce, it screams so much to me. Almost like the cherry on top of an undercover detective's car in the 50s. It's like it's a beacon warning you. Careful, I'm a fruit and or vegetable. And I would rather avoid that at all costs. You can always throw a curveball and make some spaghetti and meatballs on Thanksgiving. Yeah, I know people who don't even do the turkey. They just go straight ham. Harder than a motherfucker. They go straight ham. I feel like Thanksgiving, you can go turkey on Christmas, but Thanksgiving you got to go. Or sorry, you can go ham on Christmas. And people still usually do turkey on Christmas, but I feel like turkey on Thanksgiving is a must. I'm bringing in the smoked brisket this year. It's going to be a hit. I'm going to make burnt ends. Oh, man. You want something sweet? You're going to love the burnt ends. Candied AF. Melt in your mouth. Not on your dick. Because we don't recommend you putting beef on your dick. Not after the last time, right? Uncle Sal. So yeah, now I got to rethink this Hawaii thing I want to do because I had all these Hilton points and now I can't. I can't Hilton it. I want to do like I wanted to do like a first class, solid week in Hawaii, like just chilling. Maybe bring my dog. But that's what it is. I cannot believe we're still doing the masks, guys. Can we knock it the fuck off? Everybody just start being annoying with that shit. Like, what is happening? Get COVID and die already, everybody. It's enough with it. We've all moved on. I feel like, we should all just be moving on with our lives. The ones we lose are the ones we lose now. So, Lou, we pour one out for you. And by the way, you can just as easily die walking down the side of a road. People are really bad at calculating our death odds from things. Because statistically, you are way more likely to get fucking hit by a car walking down the side of a road than you are of getting COVID and having it have some terminal effect on your life. And I would be in for the masks if there was any evidence they were helping anything, or I could see 3 people in a row ever wear them properly. But it's not. They're dangling below your nose. They're pulled below your chin. You're touching them and touching surfaces all day long. You lower them to talk sometimes. We're leaning around plexiglass to hear one another. We're out of our minds. So like, yeah, I'm over that shit. But I got to do this for Brad Garrett's comedy club tomorrow. I got to do a COVID test before I go in. So that's they're real precautious over there. I got to do vax proof. I got to do test day of the show. So yeah, that should be fun. But I'm excited to do that. That's one of the 3A clubs in town. And now that I'm staying in Vegas more and more often, I'd love to do more and more of those. More and more of those hometown clubs. And the people typing, racial epithets in the chat, that's uncalled for and inappropriate. Turduckens are delicious. That's a turkey, duck, chicken. Bird on bird action. Yeah, I guess. What do you debone the whole thing? So you're basically wrapping a deboned, spatchcocked, boneless turkey. Maybe you keep the drumsticks in, something like that. And then you're wrapping in a boneless duck. Again, just filleted open, and then inside of that a turkey, and then stuffing maybe inside that. Yeah, I guess it's a little gratuitous. It's like, again, in one photo, why the terrorists hate us. It's like, we couldn't decide on turkey, duck, or chicken, and they're like, oh, for dinner, and like, oh no, for this bite. So we have to eat. We're eating it all in one bite. So why couldn't you just have a turkey, have a chicken, have a duck? Oh, we have that too. Separate. We have all the flavors separate, and we have all the flavors together. We have regular ice cream, and we got that Neapolitan turducken. Which spot would you like? Is he drunk or doing a character? You'll never know. But yeah. Turducken, never had it. Not a giant fan of duck. It's a very fatty, weird bird. Almost like the penguin in a way, where it's too aquatic for me. I think that's what it is. It's too aquatic for me. I can't be tasting bird that smells like a fish. And also, I don't like that the meat can stay red. That feels weird to me. Like I feel like if you cut open a penguin, it would be red salmon-like meat. And that's what I feel like duck borders on. which is why I'll never have it for my birthday. Steak only, please. And fill it to the rim. A good marbled ribeye will do just fine. But I definitely, the other thing too, like I really like turkey. I really like chicken. Why muddy it up? Don't birds eat fish? Kind of makes sense. You know, no one's ever said it like that to me. And don't ever fucking say it again. Okay? Jesus fucking Christ.
Hey! I tell you what I'm gonna give you, snakes. I'm gonna give you to the count of 10 to get your ugly, yellow, no good keister off my property before I pump your guts full of lead.
All right, Johnny, I'm sorry. I'm going.
1, 2, 10. Keep the change,
you filthy animal. I love that part when he does that part about the change. Ah. Isn't that something when he does that part about the change? God damn. Fuck, I hurt my wrist just thinking about that. Oh, Home Alone. Got it. What have I played? What if every time I got frustrated with you guys, I just played the entire movie of Home Alone, but came back immediately when it was over and treated it like a meme? Would you guys be into that? Cool. Tune in Fridays where we'll be doing that. Okay? I feel like I have a whole notepad full of shit to talk about that happened while I was gone. But doesn't it feel a little silly? You know, talking about Travis Scott. Sure. That guy's nuts, and I'll tell you this, I don't know what it takes to get. Think about this. Like, if you have a local diner or a bar, even a chain sometimes, you know, when I was coming up at the Tampa Improv, they had a drink on the menu at the bar called the Melton. It was the fruitiest, you know, most tropical, sugary drink in the thing because I had a joke about how about manly drinks and girly drinks was essentially the joke. So they had a drink in there kind of named after that joke, but called the Melton. And you've heard about stories like you got a guy, you know, he's a regular at a deli, maybe he's a celebrity. They put a sandwich on the menu named after the guy. You know, you come in, you order the hot Carl, you know? You come in, you order the Fat Steve. Okay, and it's like their sandwich. It's their thing. It's the thing they would always come in and get. And sometimes it's a standard item. Sometimes there's a, you know, a very niche, unexpected alteration. Like, oh, instead of lettuce, he does, you know, goldfish tails, whatever it is. So you think about the evolution of that kind of a thing that just happened organically, I guess. A lot of it's, you know, whatever, throwing your picture up on the wall, but it's more like naming an item on the menu after you. And then you go to like the McDonald's Travis Scott meal, which, let's be honest, what was it even? And if you don't know what this is, you really, you're lucky. McDonald's Travis Scott meal. Let's look at the review of it. What's all the hype about the Travis Scott meal? By the way, who is this guy? Here's the thing about the Travis Scott meal now at McDonald's near you. It's not just a quarter pounder combo of Sprite. Oh no, it's an unprecedented collaborative partnership across food, fashion, and community efforts, launching with Scott's signature order on menus across the U.S. Is this a quarter pounder with Sprite?
Oh no.
Is this a quarter pounder with Sprite? Okay. They're masters of branding. Da 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 da. So it's a quarter pounder with lettuce, pickle, onion, ketchup, mustard, cheese, and bacon. Medium fries with a side of barbecue dipping sauce and a medium Sprite. Yeah. So it's Sprite and a quarter pounder with fries and lettuce. Wait, what comes on a normal quarter pounder? Pickles, onions, ketchup, mustard, cheese. So it's bacon and lettuce, no onion. Didn't BTS, who is a Korean mom group, didn't BTS do a meal too? So it's like, think of where we've come from like, the regular who has his item on the menu down at the local haberdashery. Popeyes has a Megan Thee Stallion chicken sandwich now? What? Come on. You're trolling me. I know I'm getting trolled. Megan Thee Stallion. See, this is when the wrist hurts. Are you fucking with me, though? Oh, God. This does look like a real thing. Hottie sauce?
Someone stole your hottie sauce. All of it.
Not my hottie sauce.
Hands on my knees, shaking hips on my thigh shot. Hands on my knees, shaking hips on my thigh shot.
Rev up my engine. I'm coming for you.
I remember used to clap for me happily. Now I'm bossed up and the same mad at me, acting like they rhyme whole time trying to pass me.
We about to go stallion mode. Hold on, folks.
Acting like you winning if you think about it actually. Are they supporting you or really just attacking me? I don't give a fuck about a blog trying to bash me. I'm per the Recording Academy.
What the fuck is
Give me back my
happening?
hottie sauce, or else. I got your hottie sauce right here. Please.
Hands on my knees, shaking hips on my thigh shot. Hands on
Tina
my knees,
Snow.
shaking hips on
I
my
shoulda
thigh
known
shot.
it was
Hands
you.
on my knees, shaking hips on my thigh shot.
The hottie sauce is here.
Hands on my knees, shaking hips on my thigh shot. Hands on my knees, shaking hips on my thigh shot. Hands on my
So
knees,
it's just their
hands on my knees.
spicy chicken sandwich, but covered in a sauce. And let me, by the way, these are everybody's heroes. This Megan Thee Stallion, which I couldn't tell you who the fuck this is. I imagine she's a songstress. These people can't talk. And I know that's hard coming from me, who's obviously drunk and high. But I believe I'm enunciating pretty clearly right now, okay? But this girl's like, oh, nobody touched my hottie sauce. It's like, and that's the best take. I want you to think about that. Like we had to run through 9 takes and she's like, oh, somebody told my hottie sauce. It's like, oh, okay, Megan is it? Tight. Oh no, the hottie sauce right here. He's like, Jesus. What does this bitch sing? And I know I look like the idiot. But again, I'm 42 today. It is my birthday. These are all acceptable things. Megan Thee Stallion. Number one hit, 5G. Or sorry, SG. Oh, she's the WAP chick. But this song is awful. You have to know that.
Spit in my mouth, look in my eyes, this pussy is wet. Come take a
This is bad stuff.
Better than to let me hear.
hands on my knees, shaking ass on my thigh shape. Hands on my knees, shaking ass on my thigh shape. Hands on my
In what? Like, does anybody ever stop and do the math? Like, I don't know where this is going, but just as an aside, does anybody ever stop and do the math on the fuck men, they've abused and sexualized and objectified women for so long. Yet all the top songs for both men and women continue to just do as such. You know what I mean? Like every top song by a woman is like about her glistening wet pussy. Is like about her thighs and her big badonkadonk. And then like every dude's hot song is like, oh, she get it. You know what I mean? Like, do we ever stop and do the math where it's like, we have no fucking idea where we are, where we're going, and what the consequences of said meandering will be. Like, we're out of our fucking mind with collective cognitive dissonance. Like, we are fucking out of, or like every hit song on the top of the charts is just about wet, drippy, nasty pussy. It's like, okay. I mean, what the fuck? Oh, but women, right. And then like they'll be like, well, women can do anything they want to do, and if all they want to do is talk about their wet, drippy, nasty pussies to attract men. It's like, oh, so we had it all right to begin with? Like, what's happening? Like, what's happening? Because I get it. Like, for a minute, you all went off to show us you could make all female versions of Ocean's 11 and Ghostbusters, but those all sucked, right? Like, so after we watch your all-female version of Ghostbusters, and it's just like, did I mention my drippy pussy? Did I mention my drippy pussy? It's like, okay. Yeah, you did mention something about that. Mostly stop talking about it. We're women and we're worth more. But then you're like, by the way, check out Nelly has a Burger King celebrity meal. Get out of here. Why would my dog do that? Why would my boy Cornell Haynes even bother with that shit? That hurts. That hurts, man. On a deep, deep level. By the way, will you hit like on the video, you fucking cucks? It's my birthday in 20 minutes. Can we ring it in? You fucks. I know, I've been gone for a while. People don't want to come back and watch the live shows. We got to get back into a routine. Even this motion with this wrist is rough. We got to get back into a routine, which we will. Oh no, am I offline? This internet is garbage. They fixed it and we didn't have any problems for months. By the way, I finally got Cox to admit that there was a problem in my neighborhood. And they fixed some local substation or something. I don't know. They said it was fixed, but now it's saying I was down. Is it cutting in and out or not? That's what I'd like to know. All right, well, let's do the Josh Denny thing. I know you guys are anxious to hear the Josh Denny stuff. Let's go to that and bowl through that stuff. Because God knows Daddy's been drinking. This doesn't go well. If you aren't watching live and you want to see this later, join the Overdose. Support the show. It's the only way. We don't do all the ads and stuff. Support the show through the Overdose. You guys have paid for me to make a living at this for 11 years now. Starting a new one tomorrow. So Lou, join the Overdose, and if not, pick up something. Grab yourself a hat. Grab yourself a hoodie. Throw a donation, super chat, super thanks into the mix. And we'll get it. Let's wrap this up. Let's start it back immediately with the after show. I'm waiting for the Wilma Valderrama Taco Bell meal. Now I want Taco Bell. We may have to eat 10 tacos live. What do you guys think? Join the Overdose. After show up next.
And lock it, surf.